You're not crazy, and you're not weak. You're just tired of being drained by people who call it love, but leave you feeling empty. There's a certain kind of pain that doesn't shout. It creeps in slowly. Every time you stay silent when someone disrespects you, in a joke, manipulates you with kindness, or disappears when you need them most. Today we draw the line, not out of anger, but out of clarity. Because the most dangerous poisons aren't loud. They're disguised as care, laughter, or peace. And the Stoics would tell you it's not them who steal your peace, it's you who hands it over. There comes a point in every life when a quiet line must be drawn, not out of rage, not with clenched fists or harsh words, but with the stillness of a soul that has seen enough. A line drawn in silence is more powerful than 1,000 shouts, because it doesn't seek to prove anything. It simply says, I will no longer carry what poisons me. This line is not a wall of pride. It is a boundary of dignity. It is not drawn in bitterness. It is carved out of respect for oneself, for one's peace, for the sacred space where the soul breathes freely. And though it may look like a small act from the outside, it is a turning point within. Because what we tolerate, we teach others to repeat. And what we endure in silence, we often mistake for love. Let us walk into this fire together now, not to burn, but to refine. Because in this fire we name the silent poisons, the quiet, subtle behaviors that erode our spirit like rust on steel. No grounded soul should allow these into their inner circle, for they don't just harm, they train us to live beneath ourselves. First comes the illusion of care. It's manipulation in disguise, dressed in gentle concern. There are people who draw near not to support you, but to possess you. They praise your loyalty, but only when it serves their control. Their compliments feel like chains. Their kindness comes with conditions. They will use guilt as a leash and twist your boundaries into betrayal. The more you shrink for them, the more they applaud. But we are not born to be managed. We are not tools in someone else's hands. As Epictetus once taught one of the great voices in Stoic philosophy, when your will aligns with nature, no man can truly harm you. True care doesn't pull strings, it gives you space to breathe. It trusts your growth, even when it doesn't look like obedience. And so walking away from such entanglements is not cruelty. It is the first breath of freedom. Next is the cruelty that laughs. Disrespect wrapped in jokes may sound harmless, but it cuts all the same. Beware the person who cloaks their meanness in humor. They stab with a smile, then call you too sensitive. They don't laugh to connect, they laugh to dominate, to test the edges of your endurance. Marcus Aurelius, another pillar of Stoic philosophy, offered a quiet, powerful answer. The best revenge is to be unlike those who wound. We do not retaliate. We do not plead for decency. We simply step back, refuse to dance for their amusement. In the absence of our reaction, their mask falls, the show ends. And in that silence, they feel the echo of what they've lost, because disrespect, even wrapped in laughter, is still a knife. And we are not here to bleed for anyone's entertainment. Then there are those whose chaos is a rhythm they expect you to dance to. Inconsistency becomes their game. One day they're present, the next they vanish. They love you when it's easy and disappear when you need them most. Their apologies are rehearsed, their promises empty. And you, if you're not careful, will start to twist yourself to fit their storm, mistaking chaos for connection. But love is not erratic. It's not a rescue mission. As Seneca wrote, a philosopher whose writings helped shape the soul of Stoic philosophy, life is not short, we just waste much of it. And what greater waste than to offer your time, your energy, your heart to someone who treats your stability as disposable. Every time you anchor yourself to a drifting soul, you begin to lose your own center. This is not love, it's erosion. Another poison wears the face of endless suffering. Victimhood becomes a performance. These people don't want healing, they want an audience. Their wounds are not scars of strength, but tools of manipulation. They will exhaust you under the guise of needing support and then resent you for not fixing them. Stoic philosophy teaches us that no one can carry another's will. Epictetus didn't beg us to explain our philosophy, he urged us to live it. If someone refuses to stand up in their own story, no amount of your strength can carry them through it. We are here to help, yes, but not to be drained. To give, but not to be consumed. Stepping back in such moments isn't abandonment, it's wisdom. It's the soul's way of saying, I will not destroy myself in the name of saving someone who refuses to rise. Let them walk their path. Let them face their pain. And you walk forward with quiet strength, your integrity intact, your spine unbent. And finally, there is a more subtle destroyer, the one who speaks gently but steals your peace. They wear charm like a mask, speak with grace, but underneath lies a war against your stillness. They do not scream, but they make you question yourself. They turn your silence into selfishness, your calm into coldness, your independence into betrayal. They'll whisper, "Why don't you care?" when all you've done is protect your soul. These people are disturbed not by your distance, but by your balance, because your peace reminds them of the war they carry inside. And instead of healing their storm, they seek to sink your ship. Marcus Aurelius wrote that suffering doesn't come from things themselves, but from how we interpret them. And we have the power always to withdraw that interpretation. These quiet manipulators want you to revoke your peace, to trade it for their approval. But that is not a trade the wise should ever make. We do not apologize for our clarity. We do not shrink to ease the discomfort of others. When a person asks you to choose between your soul and their satisfaction, there is only one answer: walk away not with hatred, but with reverence. Reverence for the temple within you. Because the Stoic does not fight snakes. He steps around them quietly, firmly, without fear. You owe no one your destruction. You owe no one your collapse. What you owe to yourself, to life, is your stillness, your strength, your sacred space. These are not just toxic behaviors. They are slow deaths dressed in soft tones. And if you've felt them, named them, endured them, you're not weak. You were learning the edges of your worth. But now, let your silence speak louder than their noise. Let your peace be your protest. And if this stirred something in you, if you felt even for a moment that this is your story too, then let it mark the day you drew your line. Calmly, clearly, without apology. Because in that line you do not lose anything worth keeping. You reclaim yourself. And that is the beginning of wisdom. If this message stirred something in you, if you've drawn that silent line or know deep down that you need to, then don't just leave with inspiration, leave with intention. Because Stoic philosophy isn't just something we study, it's something we live. So if you're walking this path of clarity, strength, and quiet self-respect, subscribe to the channel. Join this growing circle of grounded souls who are done with the noise and ready to live with purpose. Leave a comment below if one of these patterns hit home, or if you've ever had to walk away to find yourself again. I read every one, and if this video helped you see your worth a little more clearly, share it with someone who might need the same reminder. You deserve peace. You deserve strength. And most of all, you deserve to walk through this life without apology.